This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From custom domains to beautiful websites using their easily customizable templates that you can have up and running in minutes, e-commerce, email and email marketing, SEO, analytics, and scheduling, Squarespace does it all and has done it for us for the last 10 years. If you are a small to mid-sized business in any industry, Squarespace is the place to go for all of your website needs. Hop over to www.squarespace.com/hugh for a free trial. And if you like what you see and want to move forward, receive 10% off your first order by using the discount code HUGH at checkout. Thanks, Squarespace. History, a company that exists across 100 years. It has 100 years of history because history is the thing that we too often forget. Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant. And today I want to do something different from my usual fare. Call this the first episode in a new occasional series exploring the paradox of photography being all about the gear, yet not about the gear at all. I'll come up with a snappy title eventually. Before we go any further, however, a quick reminder that our last two street photography workshops of the year are coming up this fall. Streets of New York from October 10th through 12th, and Streets of Tokyo from December 2nd through 5th. Space is limited. We only have a few spots left in each, 2 less, by the way, than we had available 3 days ago. So if you'd like to learn more or grab a spot while you can, please hop over to 3bmep.com/streets to grab one. Moving on. In today's video, we'll attempt to resolve the paradox by exploring what photography enables, which is the persistence of memory beyond the limitation of one's capacity, beyond individual memory altogether to shared memory, collective memory, call it civilizational memory. Life magazine, anyone? For what is a photograph other than a tangible, accessible, if essentially only two-dimensional record, a representation, actually, all things considered, of a seen moment in time, not a described one, to which we can return again and again over decades, now centuries. Photography thus offers a unique and extraordinary power beyond the simple idea of exceeding by augmentation an individual's ability to store and recall things. Instead, consider this. A man never enters the same river twice because it isn't the same river, and he isn't the same man. Heraclitus. Which is to say, you can always come back to a photograph years later and see different things in it, this time less because the photograph has changed, fading is one of the few things we lose in digital imagery, than because you have changed.
Lynn Taylor. No Eastmans today, unfortunately. They're all back in lab.
It's a wonderful facility, but they don't take vacations.
What do they show? Slides of them working?
So, have you figured out a way to work the wheel into it?
We know it's hard because wheels aren't really seen as exciting technology, even though they are the original.
Well, technology is a glittering lure, but there's the rare occasion when the public can be engaged on a level beyond flash, if they have a sentimental bond with the product. My first job, I was in-house at a fur company with this old pro copywriter, Greek, named Teddy. And Teddy told me the most important idea in advertising is new. Creates an itch. You simply put your product in there as a kind of calamine lotion. But he also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent. Teddy told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means the pain from an old wound. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine. It goes backwards and forwards. It takes us to a place where we ache to go again. It's not called the wheel. It's called the carousel. It lets us travel the way a child travels. Round and around, and back home again. To a place where we know we are loved.
Good luck at your next meeting.
Best madman scene ever, possibly in all of television. I still have our family's 1970s era Kodak carousel with slides still in it downstairs. Moving on. What then is a camera beyond a device for recording a photograph, thus a thing apart from the photograph, than a concretization of history itself? If, that is, one is predisposed to or can find a path to seeing it that way. I am.
It's the original.
It's the original. The original then messed up by me because as a little kid, I stripped off the vulcanite and spray painted it black and then filled in the top with chalk. And my mother didn't get mad at me. She just gave it to a friend of hers to try to restore, which he was not completely successful at doing. You can see here the serial number.
Yeah.
This particular camera was delivered to a Berlin store in December 1938, 1 month after Kristallnacht. Each of us has our own way of seeing, thinking, feeling, deciding what is important. Each of us has a unique take on what photography means and what we want to do with photography. For me, photography is a profoundly personal endeavor. It is my art, not my business, my journey, my joy, my heartache, a story that goes back, actually, 87 years. And no, I'm not that old. Which means that on the one hand, to me, photography is not about the gear at all. As Henri Cartier-Bresson so elegantly put it, to take photographs means to recognize simultaneously and within a fraction of a second, both the fact itself and the rigorous organization of visually perceived forms that give it meaning. Here's the most important part. It is putting one's head, one's eye, and one's heart on the same axis. I think that's brilliant. Yet, for both Cartier-Bresson and so many others of us, including, myself, photography is all about the gear too. For Cartier-Bresson, the Leica 1 ushered in an era of new capabilities, speed, stealth, and image quality, and thus new opportunities, heretofore simply unavailable any other way. Once he saw that camera, he forgot about the idea of becoming a painter. Then again, that is not what a Leica does for me now, 100 years later. This is what it does. When I'm out on the street with my camera, what I think, what I feel, what and how I see, my ambition for my work, the moment when everything inside me aligns, is informed and often inspired by the history that I can practically feel coursing through my veins every time I pick up a Leica. From the company's DNA infused into the industrial design and build quality of its cameras and lenses, to their stellar performance for what I do and how I do it. How the company treats its people, its partners, its customers. The history of the particular century in which Leica camera came to be, and what we can learn from that history, how we can apply it. The history and body of work which renowned photographers captured and continue capturing to this day with, among others, Leica cameras. The history of the Leica company, enlightened management practices initiated during the short-lived Weimar Republic. The wisdom and courage of Ernst Leitz II to see tyranny and resist it, helping those most affected by it in the post-Weimar years leading up to World War II. Check out the Leica Freedom Train. For me, photography is life. The one thing that reassures me every time I go out onto the street, that the world is not a uniformly terrible place. It makes me believe that Hobbes was only partially right when he asserted that life is short, nasty, and brutish. It makes me believe that Rousseau was not entirely wrong when he asserted that humans are born free, human needs are few, and the human heart is gentle. I was recently reminded that there can be moments. There are moments. Like, say, a single moment, 60 years after a little boy's reach exceeded his grasp, that prove the world can be a magnificent place. The people in it can be extraordinarily good and kind, beyond imagination. The day Last month, when I picked up my mother's Leica 3A from the wonderful people at Leica Customer Care in Wetzlar, who went as far as fabricating the missing parts that are no longer made to make that 3A operable again. I have a roll of Leica monopan in it right now, but I am choosing my shots very slowly and carefully. Again, another thought to hold for another time. I think that wraps it up for today. Cameras needn't be limited to the concept of tools. They can be lifelong companions. So, other than that, the only thing I'd like to say is what I've said so many times before. Thanks, Mom. And thank you, Leica, for everything. Leica is a reaffirmation that good things last. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From custom domains to beautiful websites using their easily customizable templates that you can have up and running in minutes, e-commerce, email and email marketing, SEO, analytics, and scheduling, Squarespace does it all and has done it for us for the last 10 years. If you are a small to mid-sized business in any industry, Squarespace is the place to go for all of your website needs. Hop over to www.squarespace.com/hugh for a free trial. And if you like what you see and want to move forward, receive 10% off your first order by using the discount code HUGH at checkout. Thanks, Squarespace. If you like what you've seen here today, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, join the conversation in the comments section below because this is an exceptional audience. If you'd like help with a portfolio review, gear selection, finding or honing your artistic voice, sign up for a one-on-one mentoring video call via Zoom at 3bmep.com/booking. Finally, please consider supporting our work by using the no-cost you affiliate links down below, sending us coffee money via PayPal, or most especially, joining us on Patreon, links down below as well. However you choose to support us, as always, we thank you for it.